Example 10 says find the exact value of tangent of 5 pi over 12 if alpha is going to be 2 pi over 3 and beta is going to be pi over 4. So what they didn't tell us, though, is will I add the two angles together or will I subtract them? So, well, we're looking for tangent of 5 pi over 12, right? And it's not on our unit circle. So they guide us. They tell us we're going to use 2 pi over 3 and pi over 4. So we're going to have tangent of 2 pi over 3. I'm going to skip the sign and pi over 4. We've got to figure out are we going to add or subtract them. So I'm just going to come over here on the other side. And so we're going to do 2 pi over 3 and pi over 4. We need to get a common denominator, right? Which is 12. So to get the 12, I multiply the 3 by 4. So multiply the top by 4. To get the 12, I multiply the 4 by 3. So multiply its numerator by 3. And will I need to add or subtract 8 pi and 3 pi to get 5 pi? Subtract. So we're going to use a subtraction symbol in between them. All right, so we go to our formulas. We're looking for tangent of alpha minus beta.
Oh, we're using these big old longs.
And so it tells us that tangent of alpha minus tangent of beta is over 1 plus tangent of alpha tangent of beta. All right, so we need to find our ordered pairs so that we can find tangent for 2 pi over 3 and pi over 4. So I'm going to do my little think bubble, but I'm going to make it a little bigger than normal this time because I need tangent. I don't need just x or y. I'm not doing just sine or cosine, okay? So my first angle there we're looking at is what, 2 pi over 3?
Yeah.
So what is its ordered pair?
2 pi over 3.
Negative 1/2.
Where is it?
Very good. So we're in the second quadrant.
There it is.
All right, and I'm going to jump down. I'm going to leave some room. I'm going to come down here. Pi over 4. What is its ordered pair?
Square root of 2 over 2.
Good. Now remember, we're after which trig function are we going to need over here for this problem? Tangents, right? Look in the problem there. It's all tangents. So we know we're looking for tangent of, actually I'm going to do the bottom one, pi over 4 first. It's easier. So tangent of pi over 4, which remember is your y over x. And so yeah, when you take the square root of 2 over 2 divided by itself, we're going to get 1. Now that we saw that, we're going to do tangent of 2 pi over 3, which is y over x.
You should let us do pi over 4 and do 2 pi over 3.
So we have the square root of 3 over 2 over negative 1/2. Remember, keep it, change it, flip it. So square root of 3 over 2 times negative, don't forget to flip it, so 2 over 1. My 2's will cancel, no straight multiply. And so we end up with negative square root of 3 over 1, which is just negative square root of 3. All right, so now that we know that, let's come back over here and let's plug in. So we have tangent of 2 pi over 3, which is negative square root of 3. Minus tangent of pi over 4, which is one over 1 plus tangent of 2 pi over 3, which is negative square root of 3 times tangent of pi over 4, which is 1. So I can simplify this on top. I just got negative square root of 3 minus 1 On bottom, we got 1 plus a negative is a minus square root of 3. But what's wrong with this answer?
I have no clue.
Can't have the radical on bottom, so how am I going to get rid of it? I'm going to multiply the top and bottom, but not just by the square root of 3 because it's got that minus 1 that was connected to it.
Square root of 3 minus 1.
Well, it's really got the 1 minus, I should have said, excuse me, connected to it. So
Square root of 3.
I can't multiply by 1 minus square root of 3 because I need my square root to cancel. So what about, say it again?
Negative square root of 3?
No. What about its conjugate? Which is just 1 plus the square root of 3.
Man, now we'd just be changing the signs.
We've been doing this for a while. Just been a while since we did it. All right, so lucky y'all, we get to do FOIL on top and bottom of the fraction. All right, so I'm just going to put it together. So I have negative square root of 3 minus 1 times 1 plus the square root of 3 in the numerator over 1 minus the square root of 3 times 1 plus the square root of 3 for my denominator. And we may not like it, but most of us are pretty decent at FOIL, right? Or multiplying.
We can't. Oh, I guess we can't just cancel stuff.
So we're going to do, no, we can't. So the negative square root of 3 times 1 is negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3,
Negative square root of 6.
9. Negative square root of 9, which is 3. Y'all want me to write a square root of 9?
No, just keep going.
All right. Inside, so negative 1 times 1. And then last, negative 1 times positive square root of 3. Now, do y'all want to simplify that numerator or go on and do the denominator first?
I'll do the denominator.
All right. So for the denominator, I do my FOIL. We have 1 times 1.
Oh, it's just
1 times the square root of 3.
Minus square root of plus square root of 3.
Negative square root of 3 times 1.
Negative square root of 3.
And then negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3.
negative square root of 3.
Negative square root of 9, which is
3.
3. So we have just negative 3 there. All right, y'all survived the worst.
Wait, how is that last one negative?
Because it's a positive times a negative. You're talking about this right here? How's that negative?
Oh, I was looking. I thought, never mind. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, so we combine our like terms. What's negative 3 minus 1? Negative 4. And then I have negative square root of 3 minus square root of 3.
Negative 2 square root of 3.
Negative 2 square root of 3 over, in the denominator, we've got like terms here in the middle. What's square root of 3 minus square root of 3? Good, it cancels. And so then we have 1 minus 3, which is,
Can you simplify that?
well, that's a good question. Can I?
And then you can flip it, right?
Yes.
You gotta flip it.
So what? No, don't flip it. What are
You gotta change the sign.
negative 4, negative 2, and negative 2? Are they all divisible by something? So let's divide them all by negative 2. So we get 2 plus square root of 3 over 1, which is just 2 plus square root of 3.